Good morning. Today you'll be working through the last activity of term work before we start summatives. Woohoo! So you can see here there's a brief introduction, and then the main action for today will be reading this story, okay, called Dancer, and you will be completing the literary theory graphic organizer with just one perspective, okay? So you're going to choose one of the perspectives in this organizer and complete including quotations and themes that you've picked up while reading this story. Okay, so I encourage you to have both open on your screen if you're able, and be making notes throughout the reading process. Once you've completed the organizer, you are going to submit it here to the Dropbox. I will be going through these organizers. No, I will not be assigning a mark to them, but I will provide you some feedback if I think that you are on the right track, or if I think that maybe you should go back and find some more supports for you to benefit your analysis. Okay, so please be sure to do that as soon as possible so that, again, I'm not sort of overwhelmed with everyone's work at the same time. It'd be great if I could be able to receive it and then return it back to you right away. Then the next step is that you're going to be writing your thesis statement for your analysis, okay? You can proceed on to this step before you receive my feedback for this step. So please do this right away, and this is due tonight at midnight, okay? Your thesis statement should be making an observation of something interesting. That's what it says later in the content. And what it means by that is that you're not just sort of stating, I'm going to be analyzing this story from the archetypal perspective, for example. Okay, that's really boring. So the idea is that we're taking our analysis one step further, and we're making some type of general, we're pulling understanding from the text. So we're making a statement that is using the lens to make some type of observation. Okay, now the thesis statement should not include any sort of historical context to the story at hand, and it should not include any historical context to the lens that you're using. The thesis statement should be specific to the story that you're reading, okay, to Dancer. There are a few examples here, so I encourage you to take a look at these. And I've also provided a link to a resource to help you develop your thesis statement in the news feed. So I encourage you to click on that link and read through the document. It has some helpful hints on how to write an effective thesis statement for this type of analysis. Okay, now also submit your thesis statement here. But at this point, I would appreciate that you wait for my feedback before continuing on to the textual analysis, just so that you're on the right track. Okay, so please submit your work here and then wait for my feedback. You'll get a notification when I've read it. Okay. Now, this is the textual analysis. This is the major your last assignment of the course of the term work. Okay, and this is due tomorrow at midnight. But I have reminded everyone a number of times in the Google Meets yesterday. The Dropboxes close at midnight tomorrow, so please make sure that you're submitting your work before 11:59, just to avoid any issues tomorrow. Okay. Now your textual analysis should be 500 words. It's a short writing assignment. Okay, so keep that in mind. You should have a clear thesis statement that has been reviewed by me previously. Your ideas should be organized in well-developed paragraphs. So that means that each paragraph should have a topic sentence, should have evidence from the text, which means quotations, okay? And that each of your quotations should be explained. And so that means that there should be no paragraphs that end in a quotation. Each quotation needs an explanation, okay? You should be using terminology that relates to your literary theory, and I've made comments about that throughout on your blog posts and your previous literary analysis. Okay, and your body paragraphs should clearly relate to the thesis. So make sure that in your introductory and concluding sentences that you're drawing a connection between the evidence that you're providing and the thesis statement that you establish at the beginning in your introduction. Okay, you should have a properly formatted works cited page at the end, which is provided to you here. This is exactly what you need to copy, but make sure you don't forget that step. And your in-text citations can be formatted a little bit differently. So for your first in-text citation,